Hey, little handheld action. Hey, cheers. Mmm, you know what it is. Hey, it's been a while. What, 3, 4 weeks? Good gosh, I've been so freaking busy with stuff. I guess you saw my dog Dolly making herself at home on the couch here. But a bunch of stuff's happened in the last few weeks. Uh, Celebrated our 18th wedding anniversary with my lovely wife. Here's a picture. She's an old country gal, one of the smartest, most hard working women I've ever known. So, anyway, so how did we spend our wedding anniversary? We went to a farm with a corn maze and watched the pig races. You don't believe me? What's this? How about that, huh? Wasn't that fun? So, uh, another thing that I've done since the last time I was here, I kind of upgraded my stereo here in the odd box living room. uh, First of all, let me show you this. Got a new record player. This is a Riga Planar 1. This was actually given to me. My son had upgraded his stereo and gave me his old turntable, which was still an upgrade for me. It's got a Riga carbon cartridge on it. Oh, yeah, I'm in my squeaky chair here. Um, Another thing too. I don't know if you recall ever seeing my uh, old speakers. I had a set of Infinity speakers, some tower speakers, Infinity Overtures, and they were old speakers, and they were given to me. And after about 10 years, the one of the subwoofers, these Infinity Towers had um, powered subwoofers. One of the subwoofers went bad, so I took those out, and I was looking for something to temporarily replace them. So I went to Goodwill one day, and they had these. Let me see if you can see that. Digital Pro Audio, or DPA. And these are quite nice little tower speakers here. Titanium tweeter. Two 8-inch speakers there. I got a pair of these. And they were both for $9.99. I mean, that was $9.99 for both of them, which put them at a little bit less than $5 a piece. And you talk about nice. I said, I had to double check with them. I said, "Are you sure this is the right price?" And I said, "Oh yeah, it's the right price." Now, are they the best speakers ever? No. Are they the best speakers for $5 a piece? Hell yeah. Oh, and another thing I did, my sister gave me an old Mitsubishi subwoofer. I'll just kind of show you the box there. Uh, this belonged to her husband and had passed away, and it had a blown subwoofer speaker in it. So I found a speaker to replace it and put it together and hooked it up here. So now it's a pretty nice sounding little system. All right. Okay, so that's not great for that. Hold on. Okay. So I've managed to get a few vinyl and CD items over the past few weeks. I've got a lot of stuff, and I'm not going to go over everything because I don't want an hour-long video. It's going to be long enough as it is. But starting off, I found a nice bunch of singles. Really cheap. Most of these were about a quarter or 50 cents a piece. So got a nice copy of Mellow Yellow by Donovan. Yeah, this was nice. When I didn't have on Apple, this is Ringo Starr. It Don't Come Easy. Nice copy there with what's that? Early 1970 on the B side. This was nice. Got a bunch of Who 45s. Here's The Seeker, backed with Here for More. These are on Decca. Here's Won't Get Fooled Again, backed with I Don't Even Know Myself. And what's this one? There's another copy of Won't Get Fooled Again. Let's see, this one is Pinball Wizard. This is a reissue, backed with Dogs Part 2. Oh, this is going way back here. Magic Bus. Original 45 Magic Bus, backed with Someone's Coming. And this was, I was really stoked to get this one. I Can See for Miles. That's one of my favorite Who songs. It's backed with Mary Ann with the Shaky Hands. And the mix on Mary Ann with the Shaky Hands is a little different from the LP version. So, real stoked to find those. You know, local Goodwill, thrift stores have been kind of lacking on LPs lately. But, my gosh, I've been finding some killer CDs. Let me show you just some of these CDs. I've gotten more, but I'll just go through some of these real quick. Nothing Has Changed. David Bowie. Man, this is a killer comp. Look here. Got these two Tool CDs for about $1. With some Ozzy, Blind Melon, Stone Temple Pilots, Stevie Ray Vaughan. It's a double by Steve Vai. Alice in Chains. Got the, this is really cool too. Black Sabbath, The Dio Years. It was a double Pearl Jam live. This one was cool here. Badfinger, Timeless. This is an Apple comp. Really cool. Got all the great Apple songs. Earl Slick, Soundgarden. Yeah, that's just killer stuff. Elvis, Second to None. It's a double Jethro Tull. I've never seen this until I saw this Nightcap. And finally, Pink Floyd Echoes. Some killer CDs. You know, I do a lot of traveling in my car, and I always listen to CDs, so I've got a nice stock of CDs to listen to now. All right, so let's get on to some other things. Speaking of CDs and new releases, hey, I'm on the bandwagon with so many people. I got the new, I guess it's Giles Martin or Giles Martin remix of Abbey Road. What do I think of this? Hey, I like it. But anyway, after the day after I bought this, I went to one of my favorite shops in Blacksburg, and I found this Booker T and the MGs. This is let's see, it's called Macklemore Avenue. All right, and this is their take on Abbey Road. They do instrumental versions of Abbey Road. Stax, man, this is a classic Booker T. I was really happy to find that one. And here's some new stuff I got. Mother Mania, Mothers of Invention. I saw this at my son's store. I had a coupon for a few bucks off, and man, I like this. Oh, and another thing I got. This is the Sundazed mono reissue of the first Ultimate Spinach album, which just completes my trilogy of the first album, second album, Behold and See, and a copy of the third album. This is a DJ copy. So, hey, classics. This is a neat one too. My son gave me this one. This is the Shock soundtrack by Libra. It's kind of a new issue on Cinevox label. Love the artwork. This is on kind of blue splatter. Beautiful album. Now this particular record here does have some flaws in it, but hey, that's okay. How many records are perfect? Very few. So here's another recent acquisition, The Geese and the Ghost by Anthony Phillips. Any of you Genesis fans, particularly of early Genesis, this has got Anthony Phillips, who was the original guitar player with Genesis, and it's also got Michael Rutherford and Phil Collins performing on here. So this is practically a Genesis album. It's mainly instrumental. It's got Phil Collins and what's her name, Viv McAuliffe, doing vocals on a couple of tunes. But yeah, man, if you like early Genesis, or if you just like nice, almost ambient acoustic style instrumental music, this is a good one to go to. Speaking of acoustical music, this is a nice one here. Cruel Sister by Pentangle. I've been looking for a copy of this for a long time. I was really happy to find a very nice copy. This is an interesting album. This is Thelma Houston, I've Got the Music in Me. And this was like I think it was a 70s audiophile type release. This is one of those recorded live in the studio direct to the master disc. So it's got very good sonics and sound on here, and it's a mixture of Thelma Houston's vocals with various instrumentals. It's got a little bit of funk and some reggae, some R&B. Man, this was a great find. I got it really cheap too. couple of nice Johnny Cash songs. Sun. This is Volume 1, Volume 2. Johnny Cash's original golden hits on Sun. I'll show you the label real quick. It's on that classic Sun label. All right. Now, oops. I went to a local bookshop, and man, they had some really cool jazz albums in there. Jazz Impressions of Japan, Dave Brubeck. I haven't cleaned to listen to these yet, so I'm just showing these. That was a nice find. And look here. Riverside, Thelonious Monk in France. This is a beautiful album. Like I said, it's not in bad shape. It's on that Riverside label. It needs clean. It's a little dusty, but doesn't look too bad. It's definitely a VG copy. Here's another Thelonious Monk, Crisscross. This is on Columbia. Let me see. Is this it's a 2-eye Columbia. Thelonious Monk. Some great stuff. And here we get Requests by the Oscar Peterson Trio. And this is on Verve. It sits on that black Verve label. Killer stuff. Killer. A couple I found at the Salvation Army. Dr. Demento. This is Demento's Mementos, and this is Dr. Demento's Delights. Cool, man. I like Dr. Demento's stuff. He's got the rodeo song, Space Invaders. Who's that? I Get Weird by John W. Christensen. What's this one got on it? It's got Hello Mudda, Hello Fada, The Cockroach That Ate Cincinnati. Let me see. I think one of these has They're Coming to Take Me Away. Let me see. Maybe. Yeah, They're Coming to Take Me Away by Napoleon Bonaparte. Great stuff. And finally here, this is the end of this part anyway. I was real tickled to get my Uriah Heep records back, okay? Now, back in the early 70s, I had all of these. And like so many of you people of my age, and maybe a little younger, when the CD thing came, we used to take our records to the local record exchange. And, for example, you would take, like, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You take all these original albums, and you might trade them for one CD, maybe. Or, if you was lucky. CDs were more expensive back in those days. Yeah, you couldn't do that now. But anyway, these are all excellent shape. VG Plus, nice covers. They're all on the red Mercury label. And look at this one. I was really happy to get this. I mean, look how clean that is. How many times have you seen this one where the mirror is all scratched and dirty? And look at how clean this is. Very nice. I'll show you the label on this one. Oops. It's got that. All of these have that red Mercury label. All right, now I've got a part 2 to this video, so I'm going to take a little quick break and get set up for part 2. Hold on. All right, as you can tell, a whole day has passed since the first part of the video, and as typical in my life, you know, there's always distraction, things popping up. Been busy today doing stuff, but now it's time to relax. I've got a little Blue Moon Harvest pumpkin wheat, just in time for Halloween. Cheers, folks. Mmm. Spicy and pumpkin-y. Is that, if that's a word? Anyway. I know some of you people, some of you vinyl people post playlists of, what you've been listening to. And I haven't done that for a while, but today, while I've been working around here, it's a CD day. I've been playing compact disc, and this is what I've been listening to. First, this is a CD of Jade Warrior's first album. Classic psychedelic prog rock from probably 69 or 70. I'd love to have an original copy of this on vinyl, the original Vertigo Swirl label, but for now this will do. Next, the Incredible String Band. This is the 5,000 Spirits or the Layers of the Onion. I think this is from about 1967-68. This is English acid folk. And man, this is some cool stuff. I highly recommend this. Next on the line, Jam Carrot, live at Orion. This is some 80s psychedelic jazz fusion progressive rock instrumentals. If you like that kind of stuff, man, this is some killer. This is a killer album. Next, hey, one of my faves, Primus, the Brown album. I kind of dig Primus and Les Claypool. I like that, Lennon Claypool Delirium too. But yeah, I've seen Primus several times. I really dig them. And finally, the Kama Sutra soundtrack. This is great modern Indian music. I love soundtracks, and this is one of my favorites. So that's what I'm listening to. But in a family vein, what's interesting about being a great grandpa is you realize that your children are now grandparents. And, inside, I still feel like I'm 17 or 18 years old. But my body and my mind let me know that, hey, you're quickly approaching 70. So anyhow. But now, speaking of being a grandparent, one of my grandsons, about a year ago, told me, said, Pawpaw, I've got some records for you. Because he knows that I collect records. And he says, I'm going to hold on to them. Now, he lives in another town in another state. And I only see him a few times a year. And last couple of times I've seen him, he's forgotten to bring the records. Well, one day he came by a few months back and said, I had the records stored in an outbuilding. They got a little wet. And I said, that's okay. I said, just bring them. So he held on to these for a year. And finally, because of the birth of our great grandson, he was in town and he brought the records to me. And well, normally stuff like this, I would just toss. This is Hotel California. Rock of Ages. And finally, all right, look at this. Oh, this is not good. But I tell you what, because it was a grandchild, he held on to these for a year and finally brought them to me when our great grandson was born. I want to do everything that I can do to salvage these records. Okay? I think some of you folks out there that may be old enough to have grandkids, you might know what I mean. I mean, holy crap. So, I'm going to speed things up a little bit and see if I can do anything with this stuff. All right. Let's see what we've got so far. First wave of cleaning. Got a little bit of water damage on the labels, but hey, you know, got to do something. They were all covered in mold. It's beginning to look like something, so I'm going to do one more cleaning on this, and then we'll do a play test. All right. Let's see what we can do. All right, an hour or so has passed, and I've cleaned a couple of those records, and I've got the Black Sabbath on the turntable. This is my, pardon the mess, but this is my basement work area. All right. I know I won't be able to play more than a few seconds of this, but actually it looks pretty good. Let's just see. All right. Move it on down a little bit here. Try about right there. All right. A few little pops and clicks, but I believe this is a keeper now. Okay. Well, you know, I don't want to get a copyright strike. Hopefully just a few seconds of Sabbath will get by, but if not, you know, whatever. So, anyway, thanks for watching, and always, peace and love. Give me a thumbs up. Until next time, folks. That's it.